Good morning. I am Columbia Daily Tribune City Editor Matt Sanders. With me is Sports Editor Joe Walljasper. Something we're working on right now is a follow-up to yesterday's death investigation. There's been an arrest. A woman has been arrested on suspicion of abandoning a corpse. She apparently is actually the spouse of the man who was found dead in the apartment at Leeway Drive and Brown Station Road Monday night. Just a few things from the probable cause statement. Police were sent to the address at 3 p.m. Monday after someone who works for a property management company discovered a man's decaying body on the floor in the apartment. These are details that we didn't have initially that came out of the probable cause statement. Detectives spoke with other tenants in the building, and they'd heard loud music and people moving about in the apartment for several days. Basically, the detective in the statement said that he believes that this woman left her husband's body there for several days without calling it into police. So you can find that story online right now, and of course we'll have more in print later. But on to the reason for Joe joining us today. It's a big day in the land of college football, right?
Yeah, today is National Signing Day, so Missouri is expecting, I think, at least 23 recruits, most of whom have already, this is really the last outpost of the fax machine. If not for National Signing Day, I think it would have been
Those still exist.
consigned to the trash heap. But Missouri's already gotten most of them in, and if you follow along on Twitter with Blake Topmeyer, our football beat writer, he's posting capsules with quotes about the players and information about the players as they roll in. Today in print, we will have the story of a 5'8", 154-pound wide receiver from Texas who was the last person to commit. He committed last night after Missouri lost a few wide receiver commitments late in the process. So the kind of the big picture about Missouri's recruiting class, only one player from the state of Missouri, which is odd. Usually you'd expect at least 6 or more. And that is Deron Davis, who is also the most highly ranked of the bunch. He's a 4-star recruit, played this year at Lee Summit North, and he is a wide receiver. So all the coverage in tomorrow's paper will be stuff coming from the press conference that Missouri is having today, with lots of Missouri assistant coaches and Barry Odom's comments on the recruiting class.
Okay, great. So you got a couple days worth of pretty solid coverage coming out there.
Also, in sports today, we have a feature on Jordan Geist, Missouri's feisty point guard. Danny Jones, our Mizzou basketball beat writer, talked to Jordan, talked to his former junior college coach, whose name you might remember, Billy Gillespie, formerly of Texas A&M and Kentucky.
Yeah.
And he is a player after Billy Gillespie's own heart.
All right. Well, what's his three-point percentage this year?
I have no idea. Probably not good because he plays for Missouri.
I was going to say, maybe he can figure out how to quit shooting so many threes or get his teammates to do that. One other last outpost of the fax machine is in the financial industry, I think. I've been having to submit fax requests for reimbursement for my dependent care expenses, so I don't know why anyone uses faxes these days. Anyway, moving on, some other news that we have today. Brittany Roos went to a meeting. Reporters were actually barred from the meeting, but she talked to some people afterward outside. The University of Missouri administrators had a meeting with students from the 7 countries that are affected by the executive order, the travel ban. So she talked to some of them after the meeting, talked to them about some of their worries. Some of them are worried that they're not going to be able to see their families, this sort of thing. So look for that story later. Online right now is a story from a coroner's inquest in Howard County, and if you don't know what a coroner's inquest is, the story will tell you. It's a very emotional story about a teenager who committed suicide because some people say he did it because he was bullied. This coroner's inquest did find evidence that was the case and has suggested that there be some charges filed in that case. So you can read about that now. Also, the City of Columbia's renewable energy report came out yesterday, so look for a story later on what that report says on our website and in print. Of course, you can always reach us via our social media accounts, Twitter and Facebook, and by email.